Are you feeling Sagittarius intense fiery energy right now? Let's get into it.
She's an enchantress, destiny's tree. Fear and doubt, she sets them free. Inner light guides the way, every night and every day.
Hey, my name is Celia, and I show up here every Tuesday with a mini masterclass. And those topics sometimes cover philosophy, spirituality. Sometimes I talk a little bit about quantum physics, and also I talk about astrology. And so that's what we're getting into today. So let's just talk about this fiery energy of Sagittarius. Sagittarius happens to have, on the day that I'm recording this, happens to have Venus, Mercury, the moon, as well as Paula Athena. So if you know anything about Sagittarius's energy, it's very fiery and outspoken, and you just don't hold back. You will share your philosophy in life, and you will also share what you won't tolerate. And with Paula Athena resting right there, Paula Athena is about strategy. She is this warrior type energy, and Mercury is going to let you express that. And with Venus, Venus is being true to yourself. It is knowing your worth and your value. And so during this time, you might want to take a look and see what house you have Sagittarius in, because that is going to show you where you are ready to start showing up for yourself, being more outspoken, claiming what you desire, where your worth is, what you love, what you value, all of the things. And so I've been really feeling this spicy kind of energy where I just don't want to take anybody's shit anymore. And you might be feeling that right now too. I started thinking, well, maybe it's partly because of my age. When you reach a certain age, you just don't care what other people think. But this intense energy has been bubbling up even more so. So if you know anything about Sagittarius, the natural ruler is Jupiter, which is very expansive energy. It is stepping into your worth and your value. And so if you happen to have some placements that are trying to break apart, right? Because Pluto's getting ready to get into Aquarius. And when Pluto moves into Aquarius, it's going to shake things up wherever you have your Aquarian placement, because it's clean and slate, clean and house right now in Capricorn. So I started looking at my chart, and I happen to have my South Node and I have Lilith in Sagittarius, as well as my MC, which is your midheaven. And I also have um, this in the 11th house of Aquarius. So that's the natural placement of Sagittarius is the 9th house, but for Aquarius, it's the 11th house. So I started putting all these pieces together because I just couldn't understand why I have just been feeling so frustrated and so like intense and just uptight. Now, I know that something big is coming in. I don't know what it is. I feel it. I feel it in every and inch of my bones. Like I just know that there is something coming in. It doesn't feel like it's bad, but it feels expansive. So I'm kind of preparing myself for that. And maybe what I'm experiencing right now is a little bit of that energy as well. So wherever your south node is, we've talked about this on my channel, and it is about your past life. It is also a part of you that shows up very comfortable. So because I have it in my 11th house, it is the house of friendship. It is the house of social community, social events. And I happen to once a month put on this social event in my community. And I was just so annoyed and frustrated with the whole process. And I knew that it was time for me to let it go. And the old version of me, because I have a very strong Saturn, the old version of me will just keep continuing with it, being disciplined, just making it happen, making it happen. But something else changed for me. And that was the feeling of I'm not putting up with this anymore. I have value. My time is valuable. And that's very Venus energy with the fire of Sagittarius, who's very outspoken. So at that moment, after I did some little bit of research with the community and with this event, I came to the conclusion that it's just not worth my time. uh, just point blank, it's not worth my time. I can use my time in more valuable time towards something else than what I was doing. And so I just decided I'm letting it go. Now be aware of this energy also, because it's that fire energy. Sometimes you might get the urge to just throw it all out with the bath. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? But it's trying to move you into a different way of thinking, changing your perspective, um, knowing that there's something more out there. So you might also be feeling this great sense of urgency to want to travel, to want to experience new cultures, going overseas. Like if you have not been out of the US and you've been feeling like, I I don't care about all this stuff anymore. I don't care about everything. I'm just ready to just experience something different, then that's what you're feeling. You're feeling Sagittarian energy right now with all of these placements. It's being true to yourself. You know, Venus is that Venusian energy. It's about being true to yourself and following what you love. And you don't tolerate the BS anymore. You're not tolerating stuff that doesn't bring you any joy, that has no meaning for you. Now, because I happen to have Sagittarius in the 11th house, it is about humanity and causes and what's important and what you value. And if things aren't working and you gave it your all, then it's time to let it go. That's just what happened with me. So, your ninth house energy for Sagittarius is the house of spirituality, it's the house of philosophy, it is also the house of religion, and it is the house of travel. So, even with religion, if you got a bitter taste in your mouth right now about religion and you're seeing everything that's being exposed in the media, you know what I'm talking about. You're like, wow, was I fooled? Wow, was the wool pulled over my eyes? What was I thinking? I really valued this, and it was such a big part of me, and I no longer resonate with it anymore. It doesn't, I don't feel aligned with that life anymore. And a lot of us are feeling that, whether it is in religion, whether it's a job, whether it is where you live, whether it's where you invest your time. We're all feeling that right now. I mean, even with politics, you could be feeling that right now. Like you're just over it. You're over all of it. You want change. You want to see something good happening in the world. And I think we're all feeling that right now. But with this intense placements right now happening, this transit happening in Sagittarius, we're going to feel it even more so because it is that fiery, outspoken energy. So you might have some things coming up where you know that it's your purpose. You know it's the reason why you're here. It's like a reflection of everything that you've experienced in your past. And you know that you're supposed to bring it up to the forefront. So you might be feeling uncomfortable in some areas of your body. And so, with this moon in Sagittarius happening right now, the day that I'm recording this, you might be emotional. There might be some emotions coming up around. Why can't you just get out of your own way and speak about what you stand for? So, this energy of wanting to be more outspoken and knowing that you have something to say, that there is something to share, and then feeling it in your physical body like it's this discomfort. It might boil up as frustration. It is that sense of wanting to just be set free, right? Because Sagittarius energy is that fiery, freedom seeking, truth seeker, finding your value in the world. But not only that, it is wanting to know what is the truth. Why are we here? Why do we do the things that we do? Why are things showing up in our life? What is reflecting back to us? What is it that I need to move out of my way and express? because Jupiter's energy is very expansive. And also, the ninth house of Sagittarius is higher education. So it's also higher thinking. Okay. So if you've been lower thinking, like one of the things is I hate small talk. I like deep conversations. And if you want to talk about surface level things with me, I'm just not interested. I don't want to talk about the weather. I don't want to talk about, you know, small things. I want to have some intense, in depth conversations. And that's Sagittarius energy. And so you will know that if you are feeling this and you're just like your skin crawls because you don't want to have these conversations with people anymore. You're like saying, where is my tribe? Where can I connect? Where are my people at? Well, I want to tell you that if you've had some tests over the weekend that has stretched you, I want to congratulate you right now because you won. Okay. You won. And if you're not celebrating it, I'm going to tell you it's time to celebrate it because these small wins they go by unnoticeably, and sometimes people have to remind us that it's a win. And I happen to know that what I experienced this weekend is a win for me because usually I will stick it out. I will commit myself. When I say yes and I commit myself, it's like it's that part of my trauma as a child of always being the responsible one, always being the adult, always wanting to do the right thing will keep me in a situation for far too long because I want to show that I have tenacity and perseverance and I'm responsible and I don't want to look like a flake. But then the other half of me who has a Gemini North Node is like a butterfly. I don't like to stick to one thing. I follow my passion. I follow my higher self. I follow my inner pings, my intuitive pulls. And if I don't follow them, I feel this discontent. And that's what I was feeling over the weekend. But it was coming in strong. And so I just needed to speak it. And so I was ready to put myself in the fire. I didn't care if I got pushback. If it's like if somebody commented what I was searching for this feedback, I came back at it. And it's just being very outspoken, not curbing your tongue, not saying the right thing to make other people feel comfortable. No, you're going to make people feel uncomfortable because you want to know how they are being very entitled and not really seeing the investment that another person puts into something for their benefit. Okay, that's kind of what I went through. And you might be feeling that in your relationships. You might be feeling that in your jobs. Like I said, you might even be feeling that in your neighborhood, in the home that you live in, with family members. All of that's going to come up. And it's to get you out of this comfortable feeling of always wanting to do, be, or say the right thing. And at that moment, when you continue with that, a little piece of you keeps dying. You hush yourself. And so, like I said, I have Lilith, or maybe I didn't say it, but I do have Lilith in Sagittarius. And Lilith is that dark moon energy. Lilith is the one who's going to come out from the shadow. She's going to say what she wants to say. She doesn't care. She's going into the underworld. And if you don't like it, not her problem. She is going to stand up for herself because she knows that she has value and she is not going to bury herself. It's like that witch wound of not saying your truth, not speaking your truth. And Sagittarius energy is the truth seeker. So anywhere in your life that you are holding your tongue and you are not speaking your truth and you are not standing up for yourself, you're going to feel this intensely right now because it's about showing up authentically. It's about being true to yourself. It is about not filtering yourself to make other people feel comfortable. And how freeing is that? When you are seeking freedom, how freeing is that to be able to express yourself and not worry about making other people feel comfortable? You are finding your value, you are speaking your worth, and your throat chakra is wide open. And so if you're feeling that, I invite you to do something about this energy. Don't sit on it. Don't wait till it dissipates because it feels so uncomfortable. Do something, whether it is picking up a camera and filming yourself, whether it is speaking your truth of what is important to you and how you want to feel and what you want to explore, what you want to experience. Because when you think of the ninth house being the house of religion, it is also the house that you have a relationship with your spirit. And with Jupiter, comfortable in that house, Jupiter is like the saying that spirit is always seeking expansiveness. And that is the seeker, right? We are seeking the truth. We are seeking to feel more expansive. We are seeking diversity. We are seeking more culture. We are seeking life. And that's what you're feeling right now. So take some time to journal about this and really explore what is coming up for you right now. Why are you feeling frustrated? Why is this intense energy coming up? Why are you holding yourself back? What is that wound that gets you so emotional when you think about it, that keeps coming up and makes you crawl back into this comfortable feeling in your comfort zone, and you keep pushing it away, but you know that every time you push it away, a little piece of you is dying. We need you right now. We need your voice. We need you to show up authentically. You're here for a reason. In this time of what we're going through right now, in this movement that is happening, whether you want to call it the age of Aquarius, the new world, the crumbling of the old, whatever you want to call it, you showed up here as your star and you said, this is what I'm going to do. And in your charts, it says, this is why you came here. This is why you said you wanted to communicate this. Maybe you want to look at your third house and your ninth house placements, because the third house is the house of communication, where Mercury is in Sagittarius right now. But you also want to look at your Sagittarius placements, because it is also the house of publishing. It is the house of higher communication, whether you're writing a book or you're, broadcasting something. Maybe it's on social media. It's all coming together for that reason, because you have been holding yourself back. So embrace this energy and know that there are some steps that you can do right now. And I'm going to go over those steps with you right now. And here are those steps. So, first of all, if you are resonating with this and you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe and leave a comment and let me know what you're going through right now. I really want to know how this Sagittarius fiery energy is showing up for you that you were unaware of. And now, because we're talking about it, it's making more sense. The other thing is, have a practice of journaling. Journaling helps you to sit with yourself, to connect back to your higher self, to connect with your emotions so that you can integrate those emotions. Also, just a little plug here, I have written this book and it's called She's Magic. And in this book, I give you worksheets that you can work through all of these emotions to get back to self, to clear this away, to where you've been giving your life force energy to things that you don't resonate with. When I wrote this book, it was because I was going through my awakening. I channeled everything, and it was to help me with my shadow work. It was to help me with my ego death, to really understand my chart, to understand that I am the avatar playing in my movie, and that I'm consciousness observing itself. And we talk about that in the video where I talk about you being a star. And if you want to know more about your chart and how you can find out your starring role, you can watch this video right here. And also, if you really want to understand your placements, I do give a reading. I offer a full reading to really explain and understand what is really going on right now in this time in your life. So just know that. But if not, it doesn't matter. I just show up here and let's just have these conversations because that's what's important to me. It's like really diving into reconnecting back to nature because the cosmos have always have intertwined within, and that is the macrocosm. The cosmos are moving about and these transit affect us on the microcosm. So if you're experiencing some emotional things and you don't know where they're coming from, then these topics about astrology and where these placements are going to help you understand. So I hope today's mini masterclass really opened your eyes to why you're feeling this fiery energy, why you're feeling outspoken, why you should be outspoken and have your voice be heard, because this is such a powerful and important time that we're going through right now. And if you've pushed yourself down and you forgot who you are and you're ready to get your groove back, then that's what She's Magic, living the enchanted life, the game of an enchanted life, really pulls you back in to understand that those aspects are there for you to help you spread your wings. It's like the phoenix rising. And I'd invite you to take a look and see where your 11th house placements are, your Aquarius, your Sagittarius, and your Mercury, as well as your Libra, because those are the placements that are in Sagittarius right now. Find out also where your Jupiter is in your chart. So you can kind of tell the story of what you're feeling right now, why you're feeling it. So let's just remember Jupiter is the planet I expand. Mercury is the planet of I communicate. The moon is I feel. Venus is I love. So those are things that you're wanting to understand about yourself. And when you put the puzzle together and you start unfolding the story of the emotions that are coming around right now with this transit, and you put it against your natal chart, you start to understand yourself in a deeper way. You start understanding your relationship with self. And really, it starts to open up the door of your truth seeker essence. You are a seeker, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be here. You're also a visionary, because if you wouldn't be here. Because remember, we are consciousness observing itself. So the reason why you're here viewing me is because I am you and you are me. I know it sounds confusing, but know that everything happens for a reason and there is nothing by chance. And I will see you on the next mini masterclass.
Destiny's tree, fear and doubt, she feels no shame.